Hey everyone, Nicholas here from Crippled Tech and welcome back to another video. It has been a while since my last video on this channel, and since then a lot has happened in the PC tech industry as a whole. So yeah, if you paid attention to the PC hardware market recently, then you should know what I'm talking about. Mainly Nvidia has been the one that is talked about a lot in the headlines in the PC tech industry news in recent times because of the launch of their new RTX 50 series of graphics card, and with it came a lot of drama from melting power connectors on the 5090s to hardware defects in batches of both the 5090s and the 5070 Ti. And I read another article recently that said that 5080s are affected in this hardware defect as well. So basically the entire situation surrounding Nvidia and the PC tech industry right now is a dumpster fire. So yeah, but today I'm going to focus my discussion squarely on VRAM capacity today, as indicated by the title of this video. If you don't know what VRAM is, it is the dedicated memory on a graphics card that stores and rapidly accesses graphical data needed for displaying images on screen. To put it simply, when you play a game, the graphics card is the component that is responsible for rendering images, frames to be displayed on your monitor to render what you see basically on your monitor, and all the textures, geometry data, shaders and anything displayed on screen are stored in the VRAM. Essentially, VRAM holds all the graphical information that the GPU needs to quickly access and render the game's visuals, or any visuals on screen that you see depending on what you're doing, whether you're playing a game or video editing or 3D modeling. All the graphical textures data are stored in the VRAM for the GPU to process. So your VRAM capacity is determined by the model of your graphics card. For example, my RTX 3070 Ti here has 8GB of VRAM. You cannot increase the VRAM capacity on an existing graphics card. The only option is to replace it entirely. And VRAM capacity directly impacts the graphical data and workload a GPU can handle in a way. So yeah, what I mean by you can't increase the VRAM capacity on an existing graphics card is that the VRAM capacity of a graphics card, a GPU model, is already predetermined based on the model. So for example, my RTX 3070 Ti, all RTX 3070 Ti's on the market has 8GB of VRAM. It is fixed. No matter which 3070 Ti model that you get, it will only have 8GB of VRAM. So if you want higher amounts of VRAM, you have to go on higher SKUs on other models, either from Nvidia or AMD. And getting to the main point of this video finally, is 8GB of VRAM capacity enough in 2025? So well, that really depends on what you're doing. So let's take a look at VRAM usage in gaming workloads first. After that, I'll talk about my video production experience using Davinci Resolve Studio on this PC with 8GB of VRAM. So all the gaming benchmarks that you see, all the data that you see right now on screen, all of them are from TechPowerUp database and digital trends, linked in the video description as usual. So let me go through the benchmarks. 誰だこの時間に。まったく。 when I play this game on my 4K monitor, I have the resolution set to 4K, epic settings. When I turn ray tracing on, I get some artifacts on plants and stuff. It only goes away if I turn ray tracing off. So that is one of the potential results if you hit the VRAM limit of your graphics card in a gaming scenario. But if the case is more extreme, the game may just crash outright, just not even visual artifacts and stuff, just crashing without running. So whenever I play Jedi Survivor, I'm hitting the 8GB VRAM limit on my graphics card, and yeah, I have to turn down a few settings to prevent it from crashing and prevent visual artifacts in the game. So yeah, you will take performance hits and stuff if you hit the VRAM usage limit on your system. And as for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the gaming benchmark that I got is from a German outlet re-reported again by Digital Trends. And because of their different testing methodology and different data representation than TechPowerUp, this is what Digital Trends had to say, and I quote, "Even the last gen RX 6700 XT, which is the AMD graphics card, can manage 60 FPS frames per second at 1080p, but NVIDIA's 4060, 4060 Ti, 3080 and 3060 Ti can barely master 30 frames per second. That shouldn't be happening," says Digital Trends. The game requires dedicated ray tracing hardware. Even without full ray tracing mode, the game still uses ray tracing throughout with no option to turn it off. Yeah, I should say this is the first game ever, the Indiana Jones game, this is the first game ever to utilize the ray tracing cores on a GPU to render the whole game, even if you turn off ray tracing for different effects and such. So this will be a new trend going forward in game development. So yeah, so back to the code. Digital Trends says that it's no secret that NVIDIA's GPUs handle ray tracing better than AMD's. And I do agree with that statement, at least for current generation. We haven't seen what the new AMD 9000 series of graphics card can do yet. It is not out, and no benchmarks have been shown, no official benchmarks have been shown yet at the time of filming this video. So I keep moving away from the code. Let's get back to it. Especially true when looking at AMD's RX 6000 GPUs, which struggle massively with ray tracing. Still, the higher VRAM capacity on a card like the RX 6700 XT allows it to achieve higher performance in this game. So according to the benchmarks discovered by Digital Trends, reported by Digital Trends, the higher VRAM capacity on the AMD GPUs allowed them to outperform NVIDIA's GPU, particularly in this game, because of the VRAM capacity, despite NVIDIA being better at ray tracing than AMD. So that is all the gaming benchmarks that I've gathered for this video. All of the games shown here are pretty much makes an 8GB VRAM graphics card obsolete, as most of these games exceed 8GB VRAM usage even at low resolution plus low graphical settings. Now, I should note that there are some games, a lot of games out there that are less demanding and don't exceed the 8GB VRAM usage, like Overwatch 2, Apex Legends, Valorant, CSGO. Typically competitive games that aren't as intensive on the graphics card as the AAA title games that I have shown here. But the point is to show that there are many games, especially new games released in the past few months and new releases in the future, that they will definitely need more than 8GB of VRAM regardless. So in some scenarios they even use more than 16GB depending on the resolution, graphics settings and more. So if the usage exceeds your VRAM capacity, the data will overflow into your system RAM. Depending on the scenario, the game will run slower with slower frame rates, or just crash outright if your RAM does not have enough capacity to handle the overflow, or in some scenarios the game is not programmed to handle such scenarios. So from a purely gaming workload consideration, it really depends on what type of games you play or want to play. And looking at the current trends of new games, if you are planning to play any of these new high demanding games or new games in the future, it is wise to get a graphics card with at least 12GB of VRAM if you are building new or looking to upgrade your current PC. Now, moving away from gaming workloads into video production, I can only speak for myself with my own experience of using Davinci Resolve Studio on my PC, working with my 4K footage. Even when I use proxies, I use proxies to edit all the time. The VRAM usage is almost always packed at max, means the VRAM usage is almost always more than 8GB. So a lot of data is overflowing into my RAM. I have had multiple instances when I was editing where I apply some effects on the footage and Resolve just crashes. And because I monitor system stats on my second monitor now, I can see the trend where the RAM usage starts to creep upward, and up to a certain point the program just crashes. So that is how I know the VRAM is not enough, data is overflowing into the system RAM, and to a point where the system RAM is not enough, the video editing software crashes. So I ran into a lot of instances when I was editing on Resolve Studio. With that, there are just some high demanding effects that I can't use. If I use them, the program will just crash no matter what I do. Even if I go straight to render, it will not render the whole video, it will crash mid-render. So that is an issue. And even in some cases, if there's a lot of footage or multiple tracks of footage, if there's enough of them, even simple transition between footage will cause some minor issues, sometimes major, on the final render of the video. So for video production or any professional workloads like 3D modeling and stuff, 8GB of VRAM is not enough unless you're only dealing with lower resolutions and simple edits and cuts for video editing without heavy transitions or effects, which is not my case. So yeah, so this PC has been with me for 3 years, the entire operation of this channel, and it's already showing its limitation because of the VRAM capacity of my graphics card, and it makes me feel complicated as I now have a need to upgrade something, considering what I do with my PC, which excites me in a way because I potentially get to build a new PC again, or maybe just rebuild this PC again. However, due to the current poor economics of the market and other circumstances, other factors, this feels like the timing is not right for an upgrade. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks that the economy is not doing well right now, and it sucks that there is a lot of negativity on the PC tech market series right now as of the recording of this video, because of the NVIDIA 50 series GPU drama all over this industry and this circle, I guess. But hey, it is what it is. You can only make do with what you have with the current situation. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see what happens when the dust settles after the ongoing launch of new GPUs from NVIDIA, from both NVIDIA and AMD upcoming. So yeah, I think I yapped a lot in this video, more than usual actually. But I still hope that you learned something today from this video, and if you did, or if you just enjoyed my yapping, leave a like and subscribe to Crippled Tech for more tech content in the future. Nicholas でした。ご視聴ありがとうございました。たくさんの応援してね。これからもよろしくお願いします。じゃあまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。また